traveled to foreign countries?
Yes.
Where have you been?
To Canada.
Okay.
No, I haven't, but I love.
No.
Okay. If you could travel someplace, where would you go?
I would go to England and to Japan, I think.
I would go to Australia because I want to see the kangaroos, and I want to know the city of Sydney. I will go to. I would like to go to France because my sister went there last year, and she told me that it was very beautiful, and all the people over there have a lot of like another type of food and clothes and all that like stuff.
Okay. In your opinion, of those countries mentioned, which would be the best to live in?
I would probably live in England because I think that its culture is like really, and the country is really well organized because everyone is like really punctual. There is a really good education, and there is a really good lifestyle in there, I think.
Ah, okay, Australia because it's like it isn't very populated like other cities, and isn't well the contamination isn't very big, so I think it would be a great city, well, a great country to live in. And I would think that in Canada because first of all there's no racism over there because there are all type of people, so you can live like in harmony, and also they have a very good education over there, and they have also a lot of malls and restaurants where you can eat and have fun.
Okay. How would you rate your own country in comparison with these countries?
Well, I imagine like that Mexico is a little behind as other countries because we still with things that other countries used to have like 10 years ago. So it's a really nice place to live, but in my opinion, Mexico can improve a lot of stuff for being a better country.
In my opinion, I think that Mexico has lower standards because there is a lot of poverty here compared like to other countries, and I think that some parts of the cultures are really nice. Like for example, in Mexico, everyone is like really friendly and kind, but in other parts, like poverty and discrimination and overpopulation and pollution, I think that it, there are better countries to live in.
Well, I think that what was I gonna say?
But the how would you?
Yeah. Well, Mexico is a great city, but I think we need to do a lot more. Like in the tourism, we are a very touristic center, but like Sydney is like a bigger one, so I think we need to improve in a lot of things in our economy and all that stuff.
Okay. There's an interesting map that was created. If you look on the next page. This map was created. This is the doghousediaries.com. Okay. What do you think the purpose of this map is?
Like to, oh,
First. informing the most important thing of each country or the thing that characterizes it.
Yeah, like my friend said, it has the most important things about that country because you can see, for example, in Brazil it says FIFA World Cup titles, and 3 months ago it was the FIFA World Cup, and I imagine they are meaning to Brazil have won a lot of titles in on the FIFA. But also you can see in other countries that they have oil, volcanoes, asteroid effects, because are the things that make this country different from others.
Well, I think, like in Asia, there are a lot of cases that have like their bad things about the countries. Like you can see in Russia, raspberries and nuclear warheads, and in Australia, deadly animals and melanoma. So I think it's well, the good and the bad things about the countries.
Do you think this is a completely serious map?
Maybe it's like an ironic map, mostly because you, for example, in India, you can see that it's movies, and that's because in India they make a lot of movies. I think it's the country that makes the most movies a year, and it can be taken kind of seriously if at some points, I think. At some points.
Okay. In the case of Nobel laureates and getting killed by lawnmowers for the United States, what's that referring to? Is that serious? Nobel laureates and getting killed by lawnmowers. What are Nobel laureates?
Like the winners of the Nobel Prize?
Yes, and then getting killed by lawnmowers? What are lawnmowers?
Like the things that they use to cut
The grass.
the grass.
Yeah, exactly. And so would you say that this is a logical sort of putting together of ideas?
No.
Well, maybe the Nobel laureates, yes, but
Yes, but
getting
they-
killed by
they-
lawnmowers, no.
No, that's insane.
Only in 1,000 Ways to Die, maybe.
Exactly. It seems a bit sort of funny and ironic. Or for Mexico, getting struck by lightning.
Oh, it says that.
Yeah, it's getting struck by lightning. Did you know that your country was known for having the most lightning strikes per year?
No, I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know
yeah.
that.
Exactly. So all the things that your country would be famous for, it seems a little bit unlikely. Kind of interesting. Okay, so looking at the next page, we have some pictures. There are 4 pictures here. These pictures represent the food that people eat, the groceries that people consume in a week, in these different families. And so among yourselves, among the 3 of you, I would like you to compare and contrast and comment on these 4 pictures.
So
Well, Chad has, I think it has got the poorest economy because you can
Yes.
see that they eat like with rice and
And one
beans and
one bottle of water, but they seem to be happy. Well,
though the poverty, they seem
they seem that they are happy. Yes.
kind of grateful with what they have.
Yes. Also, the people of India, they have a lot of vegetables and fruits. You can see that they are like very healthy in their habits of eating.
well, Mexico, I think it's like very bad in health because you can see all that coke.
Coke.
Yeah.
But I think that the fact that in the Mexican diet there is still vegetables,
Yes, they
And
have all
fruit?
that.
It makes it very.
it makes it like kind of healthy still.
Yes.
The German.
They have a lot of packed food, if you can see.
Like a lot of
already prepared. Yes.
Yes.
They eat a lot. Also, they eat a lot.
Also, they eat a lot.
Like the Mexican
Like the
family.
Mexican and the Indian, they eat like average.
In your opinion, which of these families is representing the most delicious food for you?
I would rather think India or Germany because I like to eat fruits and vegetables, but it's not my main food. So if Germany could have a little bit of more fruits and vegetables, I will stay with Germany.
I think that maybe Mexican and Indian food, because Mexican I say because I'm used to that kind of food since I'm Mexican, and India because I think they have a really healthy lifestyle, and because I really like vegetables and fruits.
Well, I think Mexican food is very delicious because I really love it. They are like, it has a lot of variety of different foods. The only thing I wouldn't eat, or I still don't drink it, it's Coke. It's like a lot of sugar. Yes, a lot of sugar.
Okay. Over the last 20 years or so, there's been a lot of change in the way we eat. And I mean, I guess that's a bit different by country, but in general, around the world, the way we've changed over the past 20 years is eaten. Can you think of the positives and the negatives in that change?
Well, the positives is that the, this, the food wasn't in, how do you say, latas?
Cans?
Cans, yeah. So it was healthier than it's right now.
I think that the positive things of the diet that we have now is that food is cheaper and it's more distributed. Like for example, now fruits from Mexico can arrive to Chad or to a lot of countries. And the positive and the negatives, I think that is that now we have like food with a lot of chemicals and not natural things, ingredients, and I think that makes our health, that deteriorates our health ways of eating.
I can see the possible changes of the food in like, oh, you can go to a supermarket and you can see a lot of variety of food. I imagine like 20 years ago there was just 2 types of milk, and now there are like 15 types of different companies that produce milk, and you can have, like I said, a lot of variety. But the negative things about this is that all the people are losing the habits of preparing their own food. They prefer to buy it canned or GM or all that kind of food with chemicals, and they are losing the habits of producing the food. Like, I don't know if you know the restaurant, the Mariposa in the centro.